Hello everyone, Recapz Now here again. The movie starts showing the year 1850. Then we see a writer who was renowned enough. That writer was not native. He had come to meet someone. That writer knocks the door of a house, but the lady of the house asks him to go back, because she thinks he will be any customer. But the writer says, "I'm not a customer. I'm a writer." Then the lady opens the door. The writer comes here to meet her husband Thomas. Her husband was an aged person. The writer had come here to know about a story. But Thomas begins to humiliate the writer. He says, "Are you mad?" He directly insults the writer. But the writer also offers Thomas money. But Thomas again refuses his proposal. He says, "Go and check the government history. You will get the story from there." Then the writer says, "I want to hear the story by you." Hearing it, Thomas is infuriated on that writer. He says to the writer to leave. Being worried, the writer is about to leave that place, but Thomas's wife says, "You stay here." Thomas didn't tell the story to anyone, including me. So she says to her husband to tell the whole story to the writer. Then Thomas agrees because they need money. Then Thomas says, "I will tell you the story to that extent which will be bearable by you. This is the story which changed my life." Now Thomas starts telling the story. In 1820, it is the time when whale was hunted in the sea. Because whale's oil was rare, mostly people used to trade of whale's oil. And it was not an ordinary basis among them. But people were the lovers of whaling and extracting its oil. Even the people used to gamble on it. Which ship will get more oil among the sailing ships in the sea? A person is shown there, named Owen. He used to serve a company. He had also a wife. It means he was so happy in his life. The company was made for whale's oil trading. Owen meets the owner of the company. They tell Owen that they are going to sail a very expensive ship in the sea for whaling. The owner tells that we are going to send you as a ship head. Owen gets confused, because they had promised Owen that you will be the captain of the ship next time. They were hiring a captain to someone else, and George was their expected captain's name. Actually, George was the son of the company's owner. And again, the company promises Owen that they will hire him as a captain next time. Owen's wages are increased because of his abilities. Then Owen agrees and says to them, "Sign a contract that you will hire me as a captain next time." Then we see Owen was preparing himself for sailing. Owen's wife was not happy. She says to Owen, "Promise me that you will return soon alive." Owen's wife also makes him put on a locket. After that, the boy George is shown, who is the captain. Then all whalers gather at a place. There is a crowd of city to send them off. There is a young boy named Thomas also shown there. Yes, Thomas is that person who is telling us the story. There was Owen's childhood friends in the ship along with other friends. After this, Owen and George meet each other. Here a conflict starts between them. Then they sail and ship creates a problem sailing at distance. It was seeming his ship has strapped at a place. But Owen resolves the risky situation using his skills. But George has no abilities and no skills. He becomes jealous and degrades Owen too much. He says, "You are a layman and a son of a farmer." Owen was unable to tolerate such humiliations, but he couldn't take any action. It is noticed on that ship that laymen used to be avoided there. Then Owen witnesses a storm at the sea. He says George that it's so dangerous. We have to go back, but George refuses him. Then sailing into the sea, they are caught there. Owen was also shouting, "Ship must be retreated as soon as possible." But George was showing his waywardness till now. Doing so, there was a threat of their lives in shipwrecking. Anyhow, they come out from the storm. After this, George orders Owen that you will apologize to me before everyone, and we will sail our ship towards our island. It means we will retreat without whaling. But Owen says, "Look, try to understand the situation. We can't return empty-handed. It is matter of the life of many people. They are waiting for us that we will go back with oil." Owen convinces George. After that, a time is shown after 3 months. Then they see so many whales there. They sail on their ship for whaling. Then Owen attacks a whale. First of all, the whale tries his best to move aside, and later it is ended. Afterwards, they pull that whale on their ship, and they start to extract the oil of it. Then they have to send someone under the whale. So they send Thomas there because of his small size. Many days are passed hunting. Now, they were not getting more hunting, and the biggest trouble was they had started to face the shortage of edible things. Then they stop on an island. Then they meet a captain who had also come here for whaling. They all meet him, and he tells the last story of his hunting. He tells, we had reached in the heart of the sea, where they encountered the biggest whale of the sea. And that was the biggest whale, which has been named Great Whale. But Great Whale attacks their ship, which left their ship destroyed. It fractured one hand and an arm of the captain, and his all companions were also dead. But they don't take it seriously, so the captain leaves. Then they say they have to reach that great whale. After this, they sail ahead to reach that part of the sea. Then the story takes place in the time exactly after 14 months. Then they finally reach that place. They all sail there, taking their weapons and boats. They are still sailing ahead that Owen's boat is attacked by someone, and consequently they fall into the water from the boat. Then for the first time, they witness the great whale there. Then Great Whale began to leave, but they were still seated in the boat. Getting a chance, they attack one of the whales. They were able to end the whale, but the great whale notices them for doing so. Then the great whale attacks their ship. As a result, ship begins to sink. George was also observing this sitting in the boat. So he leaves the whale and starts moving to his ship. George commands everyone to leave the ship. They all embarked the boats now. In the following morning, they were observing the sea map. But it had become tough because they had again coughed in a sea storm. Now the time begins to pass, and Owen used to assist his wounded friend. But other companions took him as a burden, otherwise nothing else. Then the story takes place after 1 month, where their edible things had also been ended. They were about to die. Then one of their companions glimpses a land. Being satisfied, they begin to sail towards that land. Then Owen feels something when they are going to reach the shore. That was the great whale which damages their boats while striking them. Then they reach at the shore of the sea with the speed of the ocean waves. They were eating whatever they get for their survival, reaching on the island. Then George asks his companion to ignite the fire. The reason behind it is any ship in the sea will take them away seeing it. But it was an unpopulated and barren island. One day they find out a cave. There were many skeletons of humans. It means people have entrapped there while coming. So they think they will also be dead like these humans. Then they decided to leave that place and start repairing their boats. But some of them planned to inhabit the island, and Owen's childhood friend was one of them. Owens promises him he will come back again. Then the story starts after 48 days. Those people's condition were worse. Then it is shown that one of the companions is dead. Then they were about to throw his dead body, but they take a mysterious decision. They decide to eat his dead body rather than to throw it. There was no option except it. So they eat the flesh of their friend. Then the story of the current time is shown again, where the aged Thomas comes on the screen. He starts crying, but Owen's wife also reaches there while crying. She was grieved after hearing the poignant story of her husband. Then she tells to tell the next. The time after 1 month is shown, where those people were straying in the sea as being entrapped. So they play a game and pressure with one another in order to live, in which a loser was ended. Later all companions used to eat his flesh together. One day that Captain George loses his game. Then George gives a gun to his cousin. He asks him to fire it on him, but Georgie's cousin kills himself. One day they again see that great whale. Then Owen is about to attack the whale, but at the same time, Owen looks its eye. So Owen doesn't attack it. Many days later a ship is shown and they look at the boat of George, so they come and help them. But when they see human skeleton there, they become shocked, and that boat of Owen and Thomas had separated from another boat. Owen and Thomas's condition were so bad, and they saw a ship there. They call the ship for their support. At last they were brought into their house after some days, where the natives are surprised to see them. Then Owen's wife comes to him and they both meet. At the same day, Owen and Thomas meet, where Owen gives his whale pin to Thomas as his memory. After this, Owen and George are called by company management to hear the whole story. Owen begins to leave from there because their story was surely not trusted. Owen says to George, "Perform your duty as a captain. Reveal the truth to them." George reveals the truth later, but members of the company tell the fabricated story. Now we see Owen, who is leading a happy life, and he also sent a boat for his friend according to his promise. But Owen's friend was no more now, and here the story of Thomas ends. Thomas then tells the writer, "Will you reveal it before the world?" Writer replies, "Yes, but I will give a new turn to this story that will be based on the true happening." Then the time is shown after many months. We see the writer wrote the book and became renowned, and the movie ends here. Thank you for watching. See you soon with a new video.